welcome back to my videos about the seasons in Korea. So today's video is, you guessed it, about winter. So today is one of those days when it was actually snowing in Korea. And yeah, let's get into the video. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the climate. So you can see snow right now, but really most of the winter it's really dry, which means no snow, a good thing I guess, and no rain as well, which is even a better thing because nobody likes cold and rain at the same time. So basically most of the winter you don't really get any snow or rain or like anything like that. It's just really dry, and because of the dryness actually the rooms as well are really dry. So if you're choosing a hotel, you might want to, if they have a humidifier, it's a really good thing. So maybe like request for one from the table, like the check-in table or something like that. Like just, yeah, a humidifier will be really helpful in this dryness. But let's talk about the temperatures. So the temperatures are cold. Be ready, it's gonna be cold even though you don't see snow and like it doesn't look like it's really cold. It really does get cold. I think the coldest I've actually experienced in Korea is close to minus 20 in Celsius. I don't know Fahrenheit, sorry. But minus 16 to minus 20 is probably the coldest I've ever experienced here. So yeah, that said, it's not always like that. Most of the times it's around zero. And yeah, it's like around zero on a warm day. Like yesterday, it was actually 16 degrees at one point, and today it's snowing and really cold. Like what? And this is Korean winter for you. You look outside from the window and you can never tell how cold it will be. So just look at the temperatures daily and do be prepared. It will be cold when you don't expect it. It will be warm when you don't expect it. But saying that, it's usually around zeros. So get your layers and yeah, be ready for cold weather. So I said that there's like been times when it's like minus 16, and usually that happens around the end of January and start of February. The coldest time of Korean winter is around that time. And usually that's around the time when we get the last snow, like today. So I think that might be the last snow because it's mid-February already, and usually that's when the last snow comes. So yeah, usually the coldest time is end of January. So you're around the Chinese New Year, that's when the coldest time is. And those days it can really get cold. Like this year it got minus 16. Yeah, usually it does go minus 10s, and it's all in Celsius, okay? It usually goes around minus 10 during the really cold times. So be warned, but other times, usually it's not that cold, like maybe minus 5, minus 7, it like is pushing there, but that's also during the nighttime. Daytime, when it's sunny, it's a little bit warmer. And talking about the snow, as I said, it's really dry, so usually only like snows 2 or 3 times during the winter. Once around the start of the winter, once in the middle maybe, and once towards the end, which is right now. So, and usually the snow doesn't last for too long. So today as well, I'm trying like to get this video in. I had so many problems with my microphone. It was just doing some alien noises again. I don't know what's going on. I got this new microphone. It's ruining all my videos. I'm so upset about that. But hopefully this time it works. So that's it for the climate. Let's talk about what to wear. So as you can see, I'm wearing gloves, I'm wearing hat. I'm not having a scarf, but I'm having a turtleneck. So you do want to cover your neck because it's quite windy, and you do want to make sure that your neck is warm. A lot of people underestimate it, but really, if you get like cold neck and you're not used to it, you're gonna get sick, and you don't want to get sick while you're here on your holiday, right? So be warned and wear your scarf. If you don't have a hat, or like for some reason you can't wear a hat, hoodies are also a really good option. So yeah, hoodies are also a really good option, and maybe like earmuffs. yeah, so you do want to wear warm things like that. Also, warm socks are really good, like woolen socks. I always ask my mom to send me some woolen socks every year because I love handmade woolen socks. But yeah, so warm things like that. But another thing is layers. Because the thing is, when you go inside, you're gonna get too hot if you don't have layers. So maybe if you have a cardigan, you want to take it off, but then if you don't have anything underneath it, you can't take it off, and then you're gonna be hot. Although saying that, I usually end up wearing some kind of like cardigan dress kind of thing. So this is also a cardigan style dress, and I don't really layer those, and I just have a nice warm padding, and then this is not too hot. So when I go inside, I'm not like boiling hot. Also, another thing that I love, 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 and I'm so sad that Europe didn't have those when I lived there, but I don't know if they have them now. I don't think so, but I would have loved that so much. And it's about the leggings and tights and trousers and things like that that are made for winter, which means they have a fleecy inside, just like those. Like this one is a little bit more furry, but like usually you have really warm tights that are like just fleecy or furry like that inside. And also I've seen for men, they also have trousers as well. So those look just like jeans or like your regular like trousers that you wear, but they do have stuff like that. So if you come here and you're from a northern country, it might be worth looking for those and like purchasing them and taking with you, because like I don't think they have in like Western world, Western Nordic countries, which is really sad because those are amazing. Because I love wearing dresses and all kinds of things that are not jeans, and like trousers. I'm not really good with those. I don't know. I never really liked wearing those. And winter, I always love wearing really warm leggings or really warm tights. And because they have the fleecy thing inside, they're warmer than like your regular pair of jeans. Like jeans are not winter clothes anyway, so they're not warm in the winter. Don't be fooled. Jeans are really cold. Rather have some kind of like cotton things or something. Jeans are not going to keep you warm here, okay? Got it? Another thing that people do here, I don't do it that often, but when it's really cold, like when it's this dry cold, because when it's snowing like that, it's not that dry, but when it's the dry cold and stuff, if you wear a face mask, and not the ones that are like paper ones, they have like these fabric ones, and those face masks keep your face warm, also like hydrated. It's not gonna like lose so much moisture from your face when you're like outside, so it's really good. But wearing any kind of mask in the winter, you're breathing, as a girl your makeup might get a little bit messed up, so wear maybe like a really waterproof mascara in that case if you are gonna wear that, because that mascara might actually move which is quite sad. But or like have something, cotton wipes or something in your bag ready to go. When you go inside, you can clean yourself up. But yeah, stuff like that can happen. But they're really, really helpful on those really cold days when you don't want to worry about your face falling off. Like seriously, sometimes your lips just get like so cold you can't even speak anymore. And lastly, about the winter clothes, let's talk about the shoes and the footwear. So don't bring stuff that is slippery, because if you're gonna have that one-off like rainy day, or like if you come during the cold time when like it's snowing or something, you're gonna slip really bad. Like they're not really it's such a mountainous country, so thank God it doesn't snow so much here and it's not that icy. But like there's so many like steps and like steep hills that you have to walk. If you are gonna wear something that's really slippery, you are gonna fall. So don't wear stuff that doesn't have any pattern underneath it or something like that. Is you're taking a risk, I tell you that. Another thing, I recommend you to take something that's kind of waterproof from the bottom, because like if it's gonna rain or something, you don't want to have wet feet. And if you're gonna walk around all day with wet feet, you're gonna get sick. So you don't want to have that. Like I'm wearing something like this. So you can see it's fuzzy and warm, and this part is kind of like rubbery. So if I walk in the snow, nothing gets inside, even though like there's a lot of snow. And the thing is, if you're coming from a country that doesn't get snow, snow melts and becomes water, and that's pretty much like rain. So think of it, what kind of shoes would you want to wear in a rainy weather? Do you want to wear fabricy sneakers? Do you? I don't. So think about it. Snow, it inherently is water, so you don't want to have water inside your shoes all day long when you have to walk around and it's cold. So yeah, get shoes that are slip proof and waterproof. But on those days when it's not rainy or snowy, you can just wear your sneakers, is fine. But do get something that is kind of safe for those days. Now let's talk about things that can help you keep you warm. So one of the things that I mentioned before in my videos is the hot cupboards in convenience stores. In convenience stores, they have these cupboards where they have the regular drinks that they can also sell cold. They have them warm, so you get like different kinds of teas or coffees or like herbal drinks that are really good for you, like ginger date tea and things like that. So those drinks are warm and you can keep your hands warm with those. So another thing that I want to talk about is the hot packs. Hot packs, you have single-use hot packs and you have electrical hot packs. You also have hot packs that you can like reheat, but I think if you're on the go, the reheating option is not really good. The single use is really good because it gets really hot and it stays like from 6 hours to like 24 hours. They have like really long ones and they get really hot, so be warned. If you put it in your pocket, sometimes it can like be really hot. So yeah, be warned. But the electrical ones, you can usually select like what kind of temperature you want, like you want low, medium or high. And the one I have is really cute, but it gets really hot when I use the high, so I barely use the high mode and I use it like low mode, which means it also lasts for longer and it's more environmental friendly, so you don't use the single-use ones all the time. Another tip is when you're looking for your hotel, wow, it's so windy. When you're looking for your hotel, oh my god. Yeah, another tip is, what the heck is going on? Oh my gosh. Yeah, calming down? Yeah, okay. Another tip for you is when you're looking for a hotel, this is really windy. I'm gonna hold it like this so I can quickly film because I still need to go to church. So another tip is when you're looking for a hotel, look if they have floor heating, because if you only have air heating, it's actually not that warm, and they have it like there is like upper level, so you can't get it like as warm as you need to. And if you're coming from a warm country, you might struggle with that. So having floor heating is better because it lasts for a longer time and it builds up. So you might want to turn it off for a night, but like other than that, like it's a lot warmer. And from my experience with hotels, floor heating definitely is better. Yeah, especially if you're not having like a massive party room, floor heating is definitely better. Another tip is to carry an umbrella, because if you do get snow, people use umbrellas here because, as I said before, snow eventually becomes water, right? So if you walk around in like snow coming down a lot, right now it's just a little bit, it doesn't matter too much, but if there's a lot of snow coming down, like you're gonna get wet. So be warned, having umbrellas is really useful, and don't be surprised when people are using umbrellas. Another thing is your phone batteries are very sensitive to cold. So it's not just phone, it's your cameras, all of the equipment that you have that uses kind of lithium batteries, they're gonna die out fast, because those batteries, like the way they work, they don't really work well with very low temperatures. So yeah, I remember when I used my iPhone back in the day, it really like literally just died randomly because like it couldn't handle the cold. I think phones now are a little bit better. I guess the technology has improved quite a lot, but my phone right now doesn't struggle too much. It's actually quite normal. I'm using Huawei, and I'm also filming on it, but yeah, it doesn't really affect that much. But I do know that some people really still struggle with other phones. So be warned, maybe have like a power bank with you, and do carry your USB and charger, the plug with you, because wherever you go, like for food, you can just put it charging, or a lot of the times they actually have chargers that you can use, and they will charge it for you. Although most of the time you'll have to leave your phone with them, like behind the counter or something, so it's not like you can use your phone while you eat then. So be warned about that, but if you're okay with that, you can also do that. So you can charge your phone on the go, but it would be helpful for you to have an extra battery, because in the winter really the low temperatures eat the battery, so be warned. Now, as for the activities, what you can do is you can do pretty much the normal things. Like you might not want to go to like massive parks because they're kind of dead, but if you want to go to the palaces, they're perfectly fine to visit in the winter because they still look pretty much the same. I mean, they don't have that much greenery all the time. Some of them do, but some of them don't. So like Gyeongbokgung, I don't think there's much difference between winter and summer. There definitely is, but like it's not that big of a difference. So don't be afraid to go to palaces. You can definitely visit the palaces, but during the winter time there are a lot of like exhibitions and museums that like have really cool things going on, so maybe look out for those things. And another thing that you can do is also visit like really cozy and beautiful cafes. I've been to a few and they're really nice, and I feel that in the summer going to cafes sometimes it can be helpful when you're like too hot, but like in the winter it's like different feel. Like it's really nice to get inside and like be in a beautiful place. So definitely worth doing that. If you are planning to do hiking, mountaintops are gonna have ice, so be prepared. I have made the mistake once going with my friends without realizing that the snow had not melted from the top, and like I had tears in my eyes. It was so scary. So hiking, if you have the proper gear, like the proper footwear, and you need gloves, you will need gloves for hiking, then it's okay. But if you don't have good shoes, no, don't do it. It's too dangerous. Go to some like lower ones. Go to like Namsan, because I mean you can still get the higher view, but yeah, if you want to do proper hiking, you need the proper gear because it is cold the higher as you go. And finally, let's talk about food. So I love having koguma, the sweet potatoes. They are just so good, and during the winter they have them in the convenience stores, and they're like around a bit less than $2. So like when you're like on the go and you want to have a quick snack and like you want a sweet potato, just go to any convenience store and they probably have it. It's really, really tasty. They also have other foods that are maybe not vegan, but like other hot foods like buns, and they also have like sausages and things like Korean style hot dogs and things like that, that you can also get from the pyeongchang. But also like street food like hot dog, which is the Korean pancake, is going to be warm and nice to have, and any kind of like warm street food will do. And yeah, I think Myeongdong has a lot of street food, but like the other places as well, because Seoul is so big that every like residential area has their own like little area for like foods and stuff, and those areas usually have like street food as well. So you might have a street food stall near your hotel. So yeah, look it up. And another thing, when you're trying to battle the cold, have soups, like Korean stews and soups. Like you have kimchi jjigae, you have sundubu jjigae, you have tteokguk. Like you have all these like delicious foods that you might not want to have in the summer because they're so hot and stuff, but like in the winter you're just gonna like love it so much. So yeah, that's another thing that I recommend. And as for drinks, Korea has this really huge thing which is like this honey drinks. So honey lemon, honey yuja, honey grapefruit, honey ginger, honey, what is it, tetsu, honey dates. So like they have these like special teas. They're not the type of teas that you might be used to be getting in Europe or like maybe US, I'm not sure. But they're basically this marmalade jam kind of thing that you mix with hot water, and then it's like this delicious sweet drink. For example, if you have honey yuja, it's gonna be sweet, and you have the citrusy thing there. Like, it's great. It's definitely not the tea that you get like from tea bag and stuff. So definitely try out those as well. Those are really good. So I think that's it for this video, and I've done all 4 seasons now. So if you haven't seen the other ones, make sure that you're gonna check them out, because I did put some effort in making those. Yeah, if you have any questions or any more suggestions about winter in Seoul, leave the comments down below and I will check them, and other people who need more help might contact you there as well. And if you want to see what I'm doing in Seoul more like regularly, check out my Instagram. And yeah, so hope to see you in my next video. Bye!